It's been a tough deal. I definitely think there's been some luck involved, some injuries involved. It's been a wild one, over this last month and a half. To see what's going on, I think we've definitely run into some bad luck and some injury problems. But so does every other team in baseball. Every team's got their own problems. This was one that just kind of was a lot for us, and it is what it is. At the end of the day, we're here, and it's still not out of it. Still a chance. So play hard every day until we're done. So we'll see what happens.
Surprised you just with the talent on this team that it's kind of slumped for as long as it has?
Yeah. It's definitely been surprising. It's definitely not something that any of us expected. Anybody here in San Diego expected, really in baseball expected. But we're here, and there's a lot of things that some things you can't explain. But yeah, it's been wild. It's a wild one.
This was a team that, coming off of last year, you were kind of finally part of a winning organization. Finally. Like, is it kind of for you personally, like, oh man, how do we get back to this point?
Yeah, it's definitely wild, especially to kind of reflect on what's happened and to kind of see it not work is pretty shocking, to say the least. I think everybody in here would say that. It's been a wild thing, man. To kind of watch this, but it is what it is. Nobody feels bad for us. Other teams kind of go through some things like this, and we just didn't overcome what was in front of us, and it is what it is, right? We're not out of it still, like I said, and we'll keep showing up every day. So,
regardless whether you're in or you're out of it, what do you think is necessary in the offseason to do?
I think, just from a player standpoint, I think individually you just have to look at yourself and find ways to get better. From an organizational standpoint, I don't have to make those decisions, so it's not up to me. But I'm sure that things will be reevaluated and changed and done in that manner. But I think as far as just strictly from player standpoints, we have to find ways to just get better. It is what it is. It's the way it is. We can come up with all the things we want to say, but we just got to find ways to get better.
How has this clubhouse handled this internally?
I know I've seen some things, kind of going on social media about, whatever happened in St. Louis, but honestly, it wasn't like that. I don't think anybody in the clubhouse viewed that as a negative. I think it was just, emotions in that moment. It wasn't like after that, Manny and Toddy were yelling at each other, continue. It was squashed right there, and, it is what it is. As far as, like, the clubhouse, it's been fine. It hasn't been down. The energy and the hope has still been there. Obviously, people talk about, we don't see the laughter and the fun. I talked to the media before. It's like, it's not fun losing. It's not fun going 0-for-4. You can't pretend to have fun. But there's definitely not been any quit. If, we've come out every single day trying to win the ball game. We had a goal in mind in spring training, and regardless, that's what we've been pursuing all year. Granted, it hasn't went our way over the last month and a half, but there's definitely been no quit. We've done everything we can to try to right the ship, and it's just not went our way.
For you personally, how would you view your year that you've had? Although it's not over yet, I know.
Sure. It's been okay. I think for me, I kind of maintained, a pretty average year all year. I didn't really have my hot streaks that I'm used to, or and didn't really go through the crazy cold streaks. I kind of stayed pretty above average all year, which is fine. I like to have done a little more at the plate. The power wasn't there like I really wanted it to be. So it's those are some things I definitely need to work on, getting the power back. I like the way I got on base this year a little better than I have in the past. So there's that. But as far as for me, I feel like the big thing missing for my game this year was just the power. I only got 17 homers. I'm used to hitting 25 plus at some point. So I think that's for me. Looking to get the ball in the air a little bit better. But as far as the year, offensively, I didn't feel that I had the crazy low swings that I used to have. I just kind of missed the power. So as far as that, it is what it is. Can still maybe hit 3 or 4 homers to get to 20 and see what happens.
Okay, one more I lied. I'm sorry. It's not just you. I mean, the power's been gone from the team as a whole.
Sure.
How do you explain that?
I do know I did see some stat like a week or two ago that we were number 1 in baseball in ground balls. That was that's the problem. If you're hitting grounders, they definitely can't go out of the ballpark. So I think, for me, I also hit a lot of ground balls more than normal, and I think it's just finding ways to get that ball in the air. I think we got on base really well. The thing that we're missing from last year or this year was just the power numbers. We were 3rd in the league in slug last year, and we were in the bottom, 10, I believe, this year. So, finding ways to get that ball in the air, hitting more homers, I think that's what you see in this game. Really good offenses hit a lot of homers, so that's what we need.